It is the most legendary football temple on earth, a 60-year-old concrete behemoth that witnessed Pelé's greatest triumph and Maradona's infamous Hand of God. But right now, Mexico's Estadio Azteca is a massive $106 million construction zone. To host the 2026 World Cup, engineers are currently gutting the stadium from the inside out, tearing down stands, ripping off the roof, and retrofitting a 1960s relic with modern smart tech. And they are doing it against a terrifying non-negotiable deadline. If they fail, the embarrassment will be broadcast to 2 billion people. Here is how they are attempting the most high-stakes stadium surgery in history. So, what exactly does a $106 million panic build look like? First, you have to appease FIFA. The governing body of football looked at the Azteca and essentially said, "We love the history, but your locker rooms are in the wrong place and your roof leaks." To fix this, engineers are physically demolishing the lower stands. They are digging a brand new tunnel straight under the pitch and relocating the dressing rooms to the centre of the stadium. Keep in mind, they are doing this while trying not to accidentally collapse a structure built before the moon landing. Then there is the roof. They are tearing out the old materials and wrapping the upper structure in a high-tech, lightweight polymer called ETFE. Fans recently panicked when they saw the red material going up, comparing it to a cheap street market tarp. But engineers insist this flexible membrane is crucial for weather resistance and regulating natural light. It is a massive technical upgrade, assuming they can actually finish it on time. Because right now, the Azteca is still very much a skeletal maze of scaffolding. But the Azteca makeover isn't just an engineering problem anymore. It's a money problem wearing a hard hat. Because inside this stadium, there's a small city of premium seats and luxury suites, multi-million-dollar real estate with owners who don't love surprises. And right as the renovation clock hits full panic mode, a new headline drops. Azteca luxury box owners are challenging FIFA over the 2026 World Cup. Here's the nightmare. FIFA events come with FIFA rules, and FIFA rules often mean we're rearranging things, especially anything tied to hospitality, sponsors, and premium viewing. Now imagine you're a suite owner. You paid for the best view in the building. Then someone shows up and says, "Good news, your stadium is hosting the World Cup. Bad news, your section might be modified, relocated, or repackaged." That's not a renovation. That's a lawsuit-shaped object flying toward your construction schedule. And this is where it gets dangerous for the entire project. The lower bowl is already being torn apart and redesigned as part of the World Cup upgrade plan. If VIP seating plans get frozen by legal pressure, or even slowed down by negotiations, you don't just lose fancy chairs. You lose time. And time is the one thing this build cannot buy back. Dry reality check. Concrete can be poured fast. Paperwork cannot. And that creates a brutal question the engineers can't dodge. What happens if the stadium is structurally ready, but the premium sections, the ones tied to contracts, rights, and visibility, aren't cleared to proceed? Because if this VIP fight drags on, the Azteca doesn't just risk a messy renovation, it risks something far worse, missing the moment the whole world is waiting for. So, if FIFA is demanding perfection and the clock is out of time, what exactly are they building inside the Azteca? Let's look at the actual $106 million makeover list. First, the underground maze. For 60 years, the locker rooms were shoved behind the goals. FIFA hated that, so engineers are currently digging a massive trench underneath the stadium to relocate the dressing rooms directly into the centre of the eastern stand. They are boring a brand new high-tech access tunnel straight onto a newly engineered hybrid pitch. Second, the digital exoskeleton. The Azteca has always looked like a brutalist concrete spaceship. They aren't changing the iconic shape, but they are wrapping the exterior columns and crossbeams in massive LED banners. When finished, the stadium will physically glow, capable of synchronized stadium-sized light shows. Inside, they are bolting over 2,000 square meters of high-resolution screens to the walls and upgrading the Wi-Fi to support 90,000 fans simultaneously live streaming. Third, the survival upgrades. This isn't just about making it pretty, it's about making it functional. They are tearing out the infamous congested concourses and widening the stairs to meet strict modern evacuation protocols. They are also fixing a historic flaw. For decades, fans had to buy food from wandering vendors because there were no internal food courts. Now they are constructing massive, modern hospitality zones, bars, and cashless retail areas directly inside the concourses. And here is the terrifying part. The grand reopening is scheduled for March 2026. That is exactly 75 days before the World Cup kicks off. If the roof leaks, if the Wi-Fi crashes, or if that new underground tunnel floods. There is no backup plan. Now, about that roof. They're replacing old roof materials with ETFE, basically a lightweight polymer membrane used for large-span stadium coverings. On paper, it's genius. Lighter load on the structure, better weather protection, cleaner light, and a modern look without rebuilding the whole stadium. In real life, it looks like you're wrapping a sacred monument in something that briefly resembles a premium shopping bag, and fans noticed. And here's the scary part. Roofing is not cosmetic. If the roof detailing is even slightly wrong, water finds the weak spot, then the weak spot becomes a headline. Stadium renovation sounds simple until you touch the seating bowl, move one row, and suddenly you've changed stair geometry, crowd flow, camera angles, VIP access, and emergency routes. And the Azteca isn't getting a gentle makeover. Parts of the lower bowl are being reworked as part of the World Cup upgrade. That means the build isn't just add new seats, it's rebuild the logic of how 90,000 people move in a concrete ring. Dry truth, the crowd does not care about your blueprint. The crowd only cares if the line is too long, the stairs are too tight, and the exit feels like a trap. And then there's the problem nobody puts in the thumbnail, getting anything to the site. A stadium renovation doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens inside a living city, with traffic, noise rules, neighbours, and routes that were never designed for non-stop mega deliveries. So the build becomes a scheduling war. Materials come in when they can. Crews work when they're allowed. Loud jobs happen when the city sleeps. Mistakes don't just cost money, they cost a whole day you can't replace. This is why deadlines get vicious. Not because engineers forgot how to build, but because real life keeps interrupting construction. Big renovations fail in a predictable way. Not with one huge disaster, more often with 100 small, almost done problems that stack up. The tech isn't fully tested. The crowd routes bottleneck. The premium areas aren't finalised. The building looks finished, but operates unfinished. And that's what makes the Azteca situation so intense. It's not just finish the build, it's prove it works right before the world arrives, because the stadium is expected to reopen in March 2026 for a test run. And that leaves a brutally small window before the tournament begins. And remember that VIP box controversy? If the paperwork slows the premium areas, you don't just lose luxury seats, you lose time. You see, building a $106 million mega stadium from scratch is hard. But performing open-heart surgery on a 60-year-old concrete legend while the entire world watches the clock? That is a massive gamble. In March 2026, the doors are scheduled to finally open for a test run. Nearly 90,000 fans will flood the new concourses, connect to the new digital infrastructure, and stomp on the newly rebuilt bowl. If the Azteca holds, Mexico will cement its legacy on the biggest stage. But if these engineers missed a single crucial detail in their mad rush to beat the buzzer? We won't find out from a polite FIFA press release, we're going to find out live, on opening day, in front of 2 billion people.